baseball fans. Welcome to a special edition of Six Inning Stretch. I'm Lindsay Dunn, coming to you from the Sports Interaction Studio. And for the first time in this show's history, not only do we have the first time we've ever had a guest on for a second time, but the first time we've ever had a guest co-host. Blue Jays fans, I know you recognize this face that you're seeing right now, and you'll recognize the voice. It is none other than Angels catcher, MLB's Magic Man, Tyler Heineman. Heine, thank you for joining us again on Six Inning Stretch. We're pumped to hear from you.
Yeah, well, it's an honor. What a great intro for that. So I feel very honored.
Oh man, I'm such a big fan of you as a person. And there's, of course, a lot of questions we'll ask you about your time with the Jays and the Angels. But to prepare for this interview, you know how professional I am. Not. I watched
Oh,
Angels in the Outfield. When is the last
oh,
time you watched that movie? And how many times did you
what
watch it
a
as a kid?
what a great movie. I think the last time I watched it was probably 10 to 15 years ago. Um, don't know. I should watch it again. I don't know if I'd be able to watch it and enjoy it as much, but I probably watched that as a kid uh 5, 6 times. It was good, you know?
The very first team that the Angels take on when they're the California Angels in the movie, they take on the Blue Jays, which I just thought was hilarious that was the first
Yeah.
team that they took on. Um, I know we'll get into everything, but just what has it been like playing for your hometown team? Because I know a lot of people in Jays land were upset that that is where you went, but like, do you actually get to start your day from your own home that you call home in the off season and go to the ballpark?
No, well, one, it's great to be. I live in California. I live in San Diego in the off season, so I really enjoy
San
that.
Diego.
It's about 95 miles away, so it takes me about an hour and a half if I were to get home. So day games into night games, if an off day, like that's cool. I'll go home, but to make an hour and a half commute every single night and not be able to see my children, like after a night game would done, I'd be at leaving the field at probably 10:30, get home at midnight, and then I'd have to leave. 'Cause I get to the field pretty early. I'd have to leave at like 10:40, 10:30 in the morning. So it didn't make that much sense. I would wake up my wife, potentially wake up my kids, and um, so that part is a little tough, but being really close where they can come and see me at any point, or I can go home after a day game and have an off day, spend an off day and a half there. It was really really cool. So very very fortunate for the opportunity for sure.
January 8th, I remember on your social media, you posted something that was like, this is a message from me. And it was you saying, I'm back. And then I love it because Jordan was the next post. Like, you're so fun
Yeah,
on
yeah,
social media. But on June 12th, so sorry to be a jerk to go there, but like you're DFA'd by the Jays. Obviously, so many people were just like, oh, we loved your time here. We didn't know like where you would end up.
yeah.
What was the week leading up to that moment like? Because I know there was conversations that were had, and then the week after, where you're waiting for like where you're going to go.
Yeah, so the week after is always tough. It's a hard thing for sure, just because you're kind of in limbo and you don't really know anything. Um, you hear from the general manager. So Ross called me and told me, hey, we're gonna try and trade you in a 48-hour window, and then we'll put you on waivers if so, and hopefully you clear, and you're here with us. But for your career, I hope you don't clear. And so it sucks. It's a crappy situation, but I've been there before. I understood it, so at least that helped a little bit. But the week leading up, Kirky's the guy. So when he was coming back from his thumb, um, the writing's kind of on the wall. Valley was playing super well. Was leading our team in hitting at the time, and it's really difficult in a team that is a win now mentality to make a decision to, even if he had three options, to make a decision to send somebody like that down. That doesn't really show the Blue Jays fans and the baseball world that, like, hey, we're in a win now mentality, even if he was 1.5 months into his big league tenure, right? It's just I understood it, and unfortunately, I didn't perform the way that I felt like I could perform, and it's been that way the entire year, and it's been really frustrating for me. So, um, but you know, it's just tough. It's part of the game, and you just got to take responsibility for your own shortcomings and try to work on it the best you can.
I only have one other Blue Jays question for you, and it's actually a video that you posted on your social media. And I would love for you to break down what is happening here, who is in this video, and the celebration that you have. I think some fans might be familiar with. So we'll take a look at this.
So you got uh, TJ Brock, JoJo Parko's in there, and then yeah, that's crazy. Um, and then
Slide down your shirt over the head.
yeah, so we were at a card shop. This is actually a tough video for me because this is where the addiction to cards started, and it was frustrating because what you see there is I pulled a Nick Kurtz 1 of 1 rookie auto, and it was probably it was the number one chase in that product. And I hadn't bought a box of cards since I was a kid, and I just decided to I started liking cards, right? Miles Straw loves cards. So I started to get into it. Tommy Nance loves cards. And I started liking it, and so I just I used to love it when I was a kid, and went to a card shop, and ended up buying a box of cards, and that's what I pulled the first one I bought, and I ended up selling that card, but it was we tried to figure out a way to get it to Hertz because we were playing them to open up the season, but it didn't work out. So yeah, it's a really cool experience, but also tough because it's like you almost win the lottery your first box that you open, and you get that adrenaline and all those endorphins, and then any box you open after that is a major letdown after that.
So Jojo Park was in the video. Was Bowden also there with you?
No, Bowden wasn't there. No,
I was like, maybe that
that
was
was
JoJo. I just saw the bit of the blonde, and I'm like, I didn't know.
yeah, that was JoJo. JoJo was
That's JoJo.
there. TJ Brock was there. Who's in the minor leagues. And then the other guy is Kyle Kania. He owns that card shop in Florida.
I loved your reaction was pulling your shirt halfway over your head, Heine, and
I
down.
blacked out. I blacked out.
You
For whatever
100% did.
reason, like I had a walk off too, right, and my shirt came off, and for whatever reason, when I black out, my shirt comes off. I don't. Not a problem. It's not a thing I'm proud of.
If you're heading to a game to catch the Toronto Blue Jays as they continue their playoff push before first pitch, swing by Table Fare and Social. Weekday drinks, great eats, and it's right by the Subway Go and the ballpark. Meeting friends before the game will connect at Table Fare and Social. You also have weekday vibes, great food, and it is steps from the action. Table Fare and Social is your weekday pregame stop right by Transit and the stadium. And guess what? If you're driving there, parking, it's sorted, drinks, they're waiting, Table Fare and Social. Your park and dine move before the game. Park, dine, game time, Table Fare and Social, weekday pregame made simple. That reminds me of when, like, somehow the one time I've ever seen in Jay's history, like the walk-off and your buttons just disappeared from your jersey. But iconic moment that I know a lot of Jays fans have made into cards that they're hoping to get you signed, including sometimes the amazing moments you would have on the mound. But the card collecting thing, I used to collect when I was young. I have not opened a pack. What is it? Was it the fact that you had that first pack or whatever, that first time you're back and you get that amazing card that has drawn you in, or the guys around the clubhouse? Like, what's kept you going? Is it trying to get that?
I would say, man, I would say that the guys around the clubhouse, like Miles, one of my really close friends. Still talk to him almost daily, but definitely weekly. We just kind of just have banter back and forth, and he has a really strong Shohei Ohtani collection, and just how much excitement he has towards it, and the connections he's made and the friends he's made because of you know wanting to purchase cards, trade cards, do all this stuff. It it's it's addicting. It's really cool to just meet a different community. You're in the baseball community, and there's a lot of baseball players that are starting to get into that community from all across the league. So I play Trout. Mike Trout is a huge baseball card collector. Obviously, one of the best players of all time, certainly of this generation, and um, so having somebody that is so into he collects Pokemon as well, but having someone that's so into collecting stuff at that caliber, at the top of our um, field, so to speak, is just cool. It's cool, and it draws you in a little bit and makes you learn a little bit more about it. And so um, I think that drew me in mostly, but it didn't help that pulling that pink. It's a pink card. It's called like a Papa Auto, like a Pat Paradaccia or something like that. Pulling that in my first box is certainly didn't help. Certainly didn't help the matter.
I tried to get Tommy Nance to explain to me once, like the ins and outs of all this, and he was showing me like what were some of the popular Pokemon cards. I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna let you keep doing this because I'm so far behind. It's not even funny. But I'm happy you had that joyful moment, man.
Oh yeah, Pokemon. That's a whole nother level. I mean, like I said, Trout. We went to Trout National and stayed at his house when we were at an off day, and he had a bunch of Pokemon cards that he just wanted me to rip, and I'm like, dude, I don't even know what I'm. Is this good? Is this good? Is this good? Like I don't know anything about Pokemon, and he's like, oh yeah, that's actually really good. I was like, oh cool. I would never have been able to figure it out.
So
He
no,
had something
no
called an
big deal.
SIR, and I'm like, I don't know what an SIR is.
Did he offer
Yeah.
to buy any of the cards off of you on the moment, on the spot?
No, those are his. They're his cards
Those are
now.
his that you're going through.
Yeah, yeah. I was just opening them up. He has so many that he doesn't like. Sometimes he just chills out, and he's just for the boys always. And he knows that I love ripping baseball cards, so I ripped a couple baseball. And he's like, here, rip some Pokemon too. I said, sure, why not? I mean, opening up, such an adrenaline rush to just open up packs and get something. But when I'm opening up Pokemon, I told him, look, I have no idea what I'm opening. So I don't really get the same adrenaline rush, but I'll open them for you if you want. I'm not gonna say no.
Sorry, yeah, you did say that. The thing I love, people listening or watching this right now be like, they've always wondered what baseball players do on their off days. They're like, yeah, no big deal. Heine and Trout just ripping Pokemon cards, baseball cards, just your typical off day. Did you golf on his course though?
I
And
did.
have you
Yeah,
went
we
golfing
did.
with
We
him?
had a yeah, we had like it was weird because it was on the trade deadline, so everyone was getting picked off like flies. Like Adele was there, he left early. Studer was there, he left early. Um, we had a bunch of guys that just left there. As Chase Stillseth was there, so literally, I think we had a total of 12 guys from the team that went to golf and stayed at his house. And yeah, like four of them were gone by
Oh my
yeah, it was
God.
Kirby Yates. Yeah, it was weird. They were getting phone calls throughout the round, and since it was an off, they were like, "Can I still finish the round?" Because the first time any of us played at Trout National, so like, can I still finish the round? And they're like, yeah, no problem. So it's just it was a weird experience, but it was really fun.
How was your round?
Hard course, hard course. It was good. I mean, I didn't my mid game irons weren't that good. I'm like a 9.5 handicap, so I shot an 88. Um, oh, let me take that back. I would have shot an 88, um, but my round was cut short by rain and a little bit of thunder. So and when it stopped, I didn't go back out there because I'm old and I didn't want to re-loosen up. So I stopped after 15. But it's also never really good when you have a quad bogey your first hole on number one. So yeah, you're working your way up.
I love that you said you're old. You are not old at all, and especially like in regular people age, you're not. But I'm going to ask you a question that I actually don't know. I haven't ever asked you this because you called yourself old. Have you considered when your baseball career
with how I'm performing this year, yeah, it's come into consideration a little bit. No, I'm making light of a tough situation, but yeah, I mean, I honestly I love playing. I love catching. Um, Being somebody back there that puts in the work and the time to game plan and scout. That's my favorite thing to do is to be prepared back there and just call pitches and be somebody that knows how to game call and manage a game. So I'm still doing well at that. I still enjoy that. So honestly, I'll probably play at least another year or maybe a year and a half, 2 years until somebody doesn't give me a job. Just because I still think this year's been so poor offensively, but I still think I have a lot to give the game of baseball, and I think it would be very premature for me to just call it after having a tough year. It's almost like in my mind like quitting because I just didn't perform. And that doesn't sit right with me. So there's if for the foreseeable future I'm still wanting to play unless the team goes unless every team just says, hey, thank you, we don't want you anymore, then that decision is made for you.
This Canadian Player of the Week is a presentation by Interact Debit. We're talking all about Matt Tugboat Wilkinson. Yes, amazing name, but his baseball journey began on the field of White Rock, BC, as he made a name for himself as a member of the White Rock South Surrey Little League team that represented Canada at the 2015 Little League World Series. Wilkinson struck out 16 batters in one of his outings in Williamsport, putting himself on the Canadian baseball map at just 12 years old. He later moved to Okotoks, Alberta to attend Foothills Composite High School and the Dogs Academy. He continued his career at Central Arizona College, where he emerged as one of the top junior college pitchers in the United States. Wilkinson's breakout college season led to the Cleveland Guardians to select him in the 10th round of the 2023 MLB draft. He quickly established himself as one of the most intriguing Canadian pitching prospects in professional baseball. His unconventional low 90s fastball, exceptional extension, and deceptive delivery became known as the Invisiball, a pitch that consistently played above its velocity. In 2026, Wilkinson represented Team Canada at the World Baseball Classic, and he struck out Big Dumper and Bryce Harper in a memorable quarterfinal appearance against the USA. Now a member of the San Francisco Giants, Wilkinson finally reached major leagues in August of 2026, making his MLB debut with 2 scoreless innings against his former organization, the Cleveland Guardians. The Canadian Player of the Week was a presentation of Interact Debit. It's your money, make it matter. When you pay with Interact Debit, you can help keep more money with Canadian businesses. Make your money matter. Make a choice that helps small businesses. It's your choice. Support local and help your community thrive. But you're still finding joy in it. And I only asked you that because you said you were old. I'm like, well, people say old. That usually means that they're wanting to call it quits soon. But I
35.
love that
35. Yeah,
you're a
I find joy
baby.
I find joy in the camaraderie in the clubhouse. I really enjoy getting to know people, being around people, shooting the shit with the team and the players, and just it is such a unique job. It's hard to say that it's a job, but it's such it is a job. It's unique and a lot of fun, and it's something I just don't. It makes you feel young. Like I don't feel 35. I certainly look at pictures of myself and I'm like, wow, you're getting there. But it I do not feel 35 years old, and I think that has a lot to do with the profession I'm in.
You talk about the camaraderie. So it's like going to a new job, first day at school, first day at work. I know it's not an enjoyable experience for a lot of people. So you go to the Angels, and now you're best buds with Trout. You guys are ripping packs. I know Kikuchi was there and he was on the IL. He just recently came back. Who was one of the first players to kind of welcome you or even hang out with a little bit or you connected with when you got there?
So Brent Suter, I played with Suter for a little bit in the minor leagues. One of the greatest things, but also one of the weirdest things, is when you play for 12 organizations, you play with pretty much every single person or against every single person that's playing baseball in the entire league. So I think there's 750 or 700 something major leaguers. I probably played on a team or against somebody in the minor leagues with every single one of them. So, you know, uh, just a funny side note, but Suter played with him in 2017 with the Brewers, and so we've always stayed in contact a little bit. And he kind of came up to me, helped me with scheduling and all that, and everything that goes on. And then obviously, Trout played against him for a while. Respect him, just as much as anyone in the game, and um, getting to know him a little bit more, and uh, I respect him more. He's everything that a superstar should be, and then some on and off the field. So he's a great. He loves magic, so he found out I did magic, and he just bombards me with questions about magic and wants me to show him tricks, and so it's really cool to see somebody that's of that caliber that's just has a little kid inside them.
So you and Trout or are in your post careers of MLB, you're going to go to Vegas and co-headline a Vegas Magic show is what I just got out of this answer, Heine.
Yeah, absolutely not. I don't think he's gonna be trying to. He does. He might do it for fun every once in a while, but he he doesn't need to work on. He doesn't need to have anything that he's working on. He can probably just lay it all down and just go play on Trout National every single day for the rest of his life. So it's good for him. He earned that.
I have an actual serious question for you before, and then one more, and then I know you have to go. It's just when you kind of put your tribute thanking the Jays fans and the organization, saying these past 5 years have been nothing short of incredible and so on. Like within that 5 years, so like, yes, you have like an amazing family, but I am sorry to bring this up. I don't think a lot of people knew that like your father passed away, your family house burned down, and there's just a lot that was happening outside of baseball that would be so overwhelming for so many, where then also like your baseball is a game where there's lots of failure in it. Everybody in the league talks about it. You are such a positive and nice person that I've been around the game, which is why so many in the media adore you and the fans. What has kept you motivated? What has kept you from what so many people would just kind of honestly crumble?
Man, you're gonna make me emotional. Yeah. Also, my first daughter, Emma, was born. She wasn't breathing. So I was on the bereavement list for like 15 days when I was with the with the Pirates. Yeah, it's been a very tough um last 4 years for my family. But you got to find a way to. Baseball is your job. Baseball is fun, but it's your job. You have to find a way to compartmentalize stuff that's going on in your personal life and your job. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to perform the best you can at your job. And I think really trying to remember that the job is what is allowing your family to live the life that they want to live um, is really important, and being able to put that into perspective that you're the one that's providing for your family. That's what allows you to, I'm not with my family right now, and I'm 90 minutes away from them, and we're on the road for 270 days of the year. And when you start having kids and it gets really difficult, this job. People don't really realize how lonely it can be. Everyone hears about the potential money you can make and everything like that, and that's fantastic. But there's a lot of lonely nights, and I think just trying to remember that um, you're doing this for your family and for their future really helps you kind of push past that. And when you have things that happen, like my dad passing and my childhood house burning um, in the Palisades fires, like those are moments that you can think about and um, really be frustrated about with. But you can also think about it. I try to spin it in a way that um, you know my dad lived such a great life, and I was so blessed to be able to have him as my father for you know the first 33 years of my life. And I'm trying to think about all the good memories instead of the end, or same with the house, right? Like that house was the house I grew up in. um how many amazing memories there were in that house, as opposed to what was lost. So I really I believe in God. I'm a Christian, and I really think that how you treat others and how you go about your business on a daily basis is really all that matters. And that really helps me kind of just let go, and just know that there is a greater plan, and really believe that there's a greater plan in place, and I just have to trust it.
You're such an amazing and lovely human. I do appreciate your time, and I think I could talk to you for another 2 hours, but you do have an appointment. I promise I'd let you go to. But I also hope that and you have felt the love, especially I know a lot of fans from across Canada reached out to you when you went to the Angels, but I just appreciate your time. Heine, you're an awesome human being, and whatever you continue to do, I think you have a lot of people in your corner. So just thank you for joining us today.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it, and just to go, I can spend a little extra time. It's just to go back and say, anyone that's watching it that's from Canada or a fan of the Blue Jays, I really sincerely appreciate all the love and support. I still get messages on my Instagram saying we love you, we miss you, and it's it is so nice to um have that. You don't, with all the hate that you get online for striking out and all that, and just all the mean messages you get, having messages pop in every once in a while of, hey, we miss you, we love you, wish you were still with the Jays. Like it means a lot, and it really I don't respond. I can't respond to every single one because sometimes it's overwhelming. But anybody that has reached out to me, I really appreciate it. I do read it. It means a ton, and I there's not one thing about being with the Jays that I didn't like, and that is especially um, pertaining to the fans and just playing for all of Canada.
One quick question then to see if you like this. Did you ever go painting with Dylan Cease? And this
No, I
is
really wanted to. I really wanted to. I know he was into that, started, and um, I didn't do that, and but I keep in contact with all those guys, including Steve. So at some point, if I'm still playing and we're there, I'm gonna hit him up and say, hey, we're gonna go painting.
I love this. You're going to go painting with Cease, a magic show with Mike Trout. Tyler Heineman can do it all. Appreciate you again. No,
Yeah,
thank you
there you
so
go.
much, Heine. All right, Tyler Heineman of the Angels, catcher. And of course, I know a lot of Blue Jays fans, Major League Baseball fans. If you're a fan of him, please don't send players jerk things like how your parlay may not have been hit by them. And speaking of parlays, and back to Dylan Cease, he had this one painting that fans really loved where he kind of put in the painting. I think the words were, sorry, I ruined your parlay. Well, Cease, and this photo, if you were watching, is of his painting Eve of Toronto, which he created during spring training. Cease, as well as AGO, Art Gallery of Ontario, have a limited edition capsule collection of prints, postcards, t-shirts, sweatshirts, and totes featuring Dylan Cease's art. A really cool moment happened at the Art Gallery this week where Dylan Cease's art is now in the Art Gallery of Ontario on display. Hundreds of fans lined up hours before the AGO even opened up for a chance to take a look at his artwork. And here's what Dylan Cease had to say about his big moment of his artwork being on display in one of the most prestigious art galleries in Canada. And I know it was an art gallery in Kansas City that kind of first inspired you to paint, but now being in one of the most prestigious art galleries in Toronto, having your art here, thousands of people coming to see it. What does this mean to you in this moment to see it here at the AGO?
Yeah, it's pretty. It's pretty mind blowing, to come up and see the line and just see, the press, and it just feels very big in a lot of ways I wasn't expecting. So, yeah, it's incredible. I honestly would have never thought in a million years that I would be doing anything even remotely close to this.
Is there anything you're hoping that people kind of take away when seeing specifically this art or any of your paintings? Because, like we mentioned, so many people are outside going to see this for the first time in person.
Yeah, I think that I kind of just like that people are seeing it, and I like seeing opinions on it. Like, you don't have to like it. I like people. Some people love it, some people hate it. It's interesting just seeing the mixed receptions, and but ultimately, I mean, a lot of people have liked it, which is great. It's definitely more ideal, but I think it's just cool that it's being seen, and yeah, I'm getting to share something that is something I enjoy. So I get to share something I like and enjoy, and it's just cool overall.
Very cool moment from Dylan Cease. I also asked him, hey, did any of your teammates or have they asked you or commissioned you for any work? And he says he has a long queue of teammates who want him to paint some stuff, maybe for, he said, their own den, their house or whatever. And in the laundry room at Rogers Center, he actually has an area set up with paints and canvas there. So really cool moment for Dylan Cease and Blue Jays fans. And hey, if you happen to get any of the merch that was out, let us know in the comment what you got, because hey, I didn't get anything. I'm a little bit jealous. But something I would love for any of you to let us know is if you've done the 999 challenge at the ballpark. Of course, it's one of the most iconic challenges at baseball stadiums across Major League Baseball. 9 beers, 9 innings, and 9 hot dogs. We already know Whit wouldn't be able to do that, but we want you to maybe try it. If you can't compete or complete it, you can at least do good, look good when you try this. We here have teamed up with Nation Network and Levelware to launch the Perfect 9 collection, a limited edition lineup inspired by one of baseball's most legendary game day traditions. It isn't your average merch either. We have premium fabrics, modern fits, and gear you'll actually wear long after the baseball season ends. Whether you're heading to the ballpark, catching a game on the patio, or just want everyone to know you're a serious student of baseball culture, the Perfect 9 collection has you covered. It's only for a limited time, so check it out at nationgear.ca. And thank you for joining us for this episode of 6 Inning Stretch. The man, the myth, the legend, Whit Merrifield. He will be back next week, where, of course, we will talk all things happening in Major League Baseball, but specifically what's going on with the Blue Jays as they continue their race to try to get that wild card spot. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you next week. Thanks for watching this video. If you want more interviews, analysis, or Blue Jays news from the 6 Inning Stretch, make sure to hit the subscribe button below or watch more of our content over here.